Canaan, which became the land of Israel, used to be called the land of Canaan, which is the promised land. So there also you can see an example of how the name changing came concerning a land like Egypt. Just an example of a fact. The name of the land used to be called the land of Mizraim. Now it's called the Egypt. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So don't get tricked by these Arabs that want to be from a whole different bloodline, which is the bloodline of Ham. They are from the bloodline of Shem, and then therefore Abraham, Ishmael, and then them. And we are from from Shem, Abraham, and then Isaac and Jacob. And the Edomites, the Caucasian people, are from Shem, Abraham, and then Isaac, and then Edom. Right? So this is the book of Genesis chapter 9, verse 22. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the naked. Well, I don't have to read this. Canaan got the curse, and he will be a servant unto his brethren. That's why you see them until this day making their hair yellow like piss, from piss, literally piss yellow. That's exactly what they're doing, piss yellow. That's what they do, right? But yeah, the God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Yeah, right. And as you can see, people of stature, going back to the book of Isaiah 45? Yeah, 45 and 14. Thus saith Yahweh, the labor of Egypt and the merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature. I just showed you that here. The tallest tribes, the Somalians, Dinka, Maasai, Nuer, Anuk, and Tutsi. And until this day, more than 3,000 something years later, they still have the name Anuk, which is spelled with a U right now. But then again, who told you that that is how you spell it? This is English. These people probably don't spell it like that. Hey, you should think about that too. But then let me see if I'm done. Genesis 17, I already covered that. Oh yeah, you had the land of Ham, you had the land of Shem, and then you had the land of Japheth, which Japheth got Europe and Asia and stuff like that. Shem got the Middle East. Believe me, the Middle East is bigger than this nonsense what they show you right here. This is their version of how the world looks. And Ham got the biggest portion of them all, which is the continent of Africa. It needs to be, because there were a lot of big people over there. Even in the land of Israel, you had a lot of you had giants over there. Let me say giants, because that's what it is. You had giants over there. And of course, you had a lot of big people too, but, on the side of the giants too, right? Besides the giants. But you had big people and giants, here in that land here, because when the Israelites came to the land in the book of Numbers, you had giants living in that land, and then we killed them. Deuteronomy chapter 9 shows you that, right? Let me see here. Already read that. Put this in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And then you have Abraham went to Egypt. Oh yeah, here, Abraham, he went to Egypt. Here, Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord, this was before Ishmael was born. Now the Lord had said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, which was the land of Mesopotamia, if I'm correct, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Right, verse 5. And Abraham took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And one of his brothers was also called Haran, by the way. Abraham's brother was called Haran. But there was a city that was called Haran also. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came, which was then therefore after that called the land of Israel. But it was called the land of Canaan first. Same thing with Egypt. It's Mizraim. And then when the Egyptians, when these Edomites came, then they started to call those people Egyptians. And then, therefore, this is their history that we are actually living in right now. So they're gonna name things after what they want to name things, right? So it's the same thing with this mammal over here. Now, this little chimp, he actually thinks that he's an Egyptian. You're a Edomite or a fucking Arab, man. You're not a goddamn fucking. You're not a Hamite, man. You're not an African, man. You know, you live in Africa, but you're not an African. You're an Ishmaelite. You belong in the Middle East. The same thing with Australia. Same thing with South America. Same thing with the continent of America. There are no, so they're not. There are no. They're not supposed to be Edomites over there. Not supposed to be. But then again, this is their time. This is their time to reign. This is their time to spread lies upon the planet Earth. This is their time to deceive the world with their lies. Once that time comes, the Heavenly Father is going to chin check everybody and he's going to straighten up everything again. And he's going to use the Israelites as his weapons of war and battle axes and swords. Just weapons of war and battle axes. We're going to break pieces and people in pieces. Micah chapter 4 shows you that also with the last verse, if I'm correct. Let me see here. Genesis 12 and 10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon, very beautiful. And doesn't mean light skin. Because if you have Edomite skin, it's not fair. Because the sun kills you. So that's not fair, isn't it? I need to put some suntan lotion on my underfoot in order for me to be safe for the pending UV rays. I need to sunbathe. Right. With my feet in the air, like how a dog lays on his belly. Yeah, right, like that. So, and with my feet in the air, my palms too, for a palm reader. Right? Let the sun read my palms. Now it says here, verse 11, and it came to pass. Oh yeah, I already read that. I already read that. Sorry, verse 12. Therefore, it shall come to pass when the Egyptians. So wait a minute, there were already Egyptians. So that shows you that Abraham is not the father of Egyptians. Because how did he go to the Egyptians if he is the father of Egyptians? The reason I'm saying that is because these Arabs, they say that Abraham is their father. What a joke. Listen, you Ishmaelites, your mother is a Hamite. She's an Egyptian. She's a real Hamite, by the way. But that doesn't make you a Hamite, because you are what your father is. Maybe they want to have that argument like, hey, wait a minute, man. But Hagar is an Egyptian. You don't make a nation off of women. Because Israel, when his name was changed into Israel, his name was Jacob. When he had children, he had 12 sons. Well, he had sons, and then therefore his son Joseph had 2 sons, which is Manasseh. No, wait. Yeah, Manasseh and Ephraim, right? Which is in that order. And those are still the sons of Jacob, because back in the days we used to call that our sons also. Your grandson is your son. That's why it's called grandson. The word son is still there. It's still your son. It's still your seed. It's still your duplication. It's still your copy. And there were no women Israelites. So how did they make the nation of Israel? They got the other women. So I can literally go and get myself a Cush woman and still make Israelites. I can literally go and get myself a Hawaiian female or whatever kind of Polynesian, whatever. I can still get them and still make Israelites. But they cannot make Israelites. It is not in existence. It doesn't exist. They can never make an Israelite because they are not Israelites. You are what your father is. I can never make a Moabite. I can never make a Chinese or an Arab. I can sleep with an Arab woman, then get children with her. Those children are not Arabs. They're mine. Those are my race, my genealogy, my copy, my duplicate, because I can multiply myself. I have semen. I have boys and girls in my ball sacks, and therefore I make you. You don't make me. I make you in my ball sack. So, women give birth. The Heavenly Father, first and foremost, gives life. But He gave life unto the man, and then therefore the man is able to make seed within himself, as you can find in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29. And the power said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Right. This is what I was actually looking for. I was looking like, wait a minute, that's not it. Genesis 1 and 11. And the power said, Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. The point of me reading this is because the Heavenly Father created the man in order to create seed within himself. Because when he is 12 years old, he doesn't have seed. Sorry, from 1 until 12 years old, he doesn't have seed. There's no sperm there. After that, the sperm comes. That's the seed. Just like how a plant is, or an apple. Wait, let me get that. Right, as you can see here, in the beginning, there is no seed. Let's say this is a boy that's just born. Is nothing there. It's nothing there. It's not there. Nothing is there. And then here it starts to grow. Actually, here. Sorry, here. It starts to grow within, because here it's empty. It's nothing there. You don't have any semen. You can bust nuts, but there's nothing coming out, right? And then you have this one is a little tiny seed forming, and then here it forms because it's cut in half, by the way. And here it's fully formed. It looked like a nutsack too. And therefore, and here it's hollow, and here it starts to pop up in. And here it's formed. So this one, around here you can start making babies. Around 12 years old. Let's say 12 years old, you're still fresh. Here you can see it too. 12 years old. Here is like from, between these two are from 1 or 0 years, between 0 and you could say 12, 11, because around 12 years old, that's when you start to get semen. Around 12 years old. So yeah, so this is you, a man. So the seed grows within itself. That's what the Heavenly Father created with the trees and the plants, the vegetables and the fruit, right? Well, it's the same thing with men and man itself. The man is able to grow seed within himself. The Heavenly Father created it like that. That's what He did. That's what we got to roll with. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to roll with that. Of course they don't want to, because they want to worship the female. My mama gave me birth. Yeah, you said it right. No. My mama gave me life. No, she didn't. The sperm was alive when it went in there. If the sperm was dead, they wouldn't be... Where is it again? Did I put it? Where did I put it? They wouldn't be buying sperm. Blonde babies. Sperm trade booms as Brazilian seeks blonde babies. It's not Brazilian men are seeking the sperm. It's the females. And let that sink in. Why? Because they're childless. That's why. They're childless. That's why. They don't have no child. And they want to put it in me. That's what they're saying. They're not saying it like that, but they're actually saying it like that. And unless you explain to them, like, wait a minute, so you need my seed within you, so therefore, where did the children come from? It comes from me. I'm the one that gives it life. No, it's not, because if you buy that sperm, you're not gonna even sell that sperm. You need to go there, and they're gonna pull one off in a room, and then they're gonna analyze your semen. And they're going to say, like, well, your sperm is dead. We're going to give you money for this because you got dead sperm. It's dead. It doesn't have life in it. They're not swimming around. They're not happy. Yeah, you need to... Yeah, you can't. You need to have live sperm. You know what I'm saying? It's some fake bullets. There's another term for it, fake, not fake bullets, but... dots or something. A dud. Or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. If I'm correct, if I'm done. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Oh yeah. These people are Arabs. They are Ishmaelites. They are not Egyptians. Egyptians are Hamitic people, and they're trying to steal their heritage, just like how Esau stole our heritage. They're trying to steal Hamitic heritage. That's why once that time comes, we're gonna let them Hamites own you. Let me get that real quick. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, I'm coming up for them Hamites too, right? And for our people first and foremost. But I hate those fucking Ishmaelites, so I come up for them. I come up for the Hamites to fuck those Ishmaelites. They hate us too. You don't know what the fuck they're saying about us, man. Until this day, they call the Hamites and our people, they call them slaves in their countries and stuff like that. Habib and all that type of shit. That's just a little word for nigger. You see, it might not affect you, or it flows over your head. Like them coolies, they got a name for us too, Kafri. That's basically nigger, right? And Habib is also nigger. So they have all this shit. Wait, I got a picture for that. Right, so you got all these heathen nations. I don't know what this actually is because I can't read it. But I know they have a word for us too. The sucker that drew this cartoon should have put English. I mean, I can't read that. But they have a word for us, you know. I don't have no Chinese friends, so I don't know what the word is. I never looked it up, by the way. Anyways, Deuteronomy 28 and 37, of course, they call us a byword. And Akata, which is what the Hamites call us. You have Kushim, which is what the Amalekites call us. You have Kafir, which is what the Ishmaelites call us. And Habib also is also a slave. And nigger, of course, we already know that one. And the other nations have names for us too. But as you can see here, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And also the book of Job. Oh, sorry, here, Job, chapter. It made also byword of the people. Here, Job chapter 30. If I'm correct, this one also is for us. But you have, for the Akata thing, I typed in Wesley Snipes Akata. There's a movie called Sugar Hill. And they call it Black American Cotton Picker. They have the Akata is basically, it means wild cat. You know, like we wild beasts to them. Akata, wild cat. It means, what does Akata mean? Cat who does not live at home, a wild cat. That is the actual definition for the Yoruba people, which are Israelites, by the way. They're Israelites. I don't know if you know. They don't know it neither. These are the ones that were not sold. Brothers. You have Israelites that didn't go into slavery like we did. They went into other type of slavery because they got killed by the Hamites and stuff like that. Jeremiah 29 and 16. Know that thus saith Yahweh, of the king that sitteth upon the throne of David, and of all the people that dwelleth in the city, and of your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity, into slavery. So even back in those days, you didn't have 100% of the Israelites that went into slavery. The West Africans, until this day, they went into other forms of slavery and wars and killings. They went to some shit. Esau went over there, started implementing malaria on them, AIDS, and all that type of shit. So they got what the fuck that was coming to them. But the princes and the nobles, they went into slavery. If you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, no, sorry, Jeremiah chapter 34. If you read Jeremiah 34, verse 8, until the rest, until the end, you can read there what we did with each other, So these were Israelites selling Israelites, but when we came in slave boats from West Africa and Europe, by the way, don't forget Europe, Spain, Portugal, we were there too, and we were shipped from there as slaves to America, South America, and stuff like that. Those were Hamites selling Israelites. That's in the book of Amos chapter 1. Amos chapter 1, it says that, if you read from here, let me see, wait. Damascus, which are Arab looking like type of people. Verse 6, sorry. Amos chapter 1 and 6. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, which were Hamites, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So you Hamites, you're gonna get visited by the Lord. And you Ethiopians gonna be slain by the Lord's sword too. Because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. This is the Bible. The Bible shows you that the Africans sold the Israelites to the Edomites, the Caucasian people. And let me see. The children of Ammon, they did it. They helped. You can read this chapter for yourself, but this is the point key. It was the Africans that sold us to the Edomites, the Caucasian people. Ashdod is also where Hamites were. Nowadays, Amalek is there. You know? But yeah, you can read this chapter for yourself. And Edom broke the brotherly covenant when he enslaved us, because he was not allowed to do that. But he did. And therefore, he's going to be cut off according to the book of Obadiah chapter 1. And then according to the book of Obadiah chapter 1, extermination will come for the house of Esau. So, you brought that upon yourself. So, yeah. But yeah, the Akata thing. Akata is a cat who does not live at home. And guess what? They call us that because we don't have a home, according to them. Even though Africa is not their home neither. But they think they're home. Just like how the American slave descendants think they're home too. The South American slave descendants think they're home too. You know? The slave descendants in Europe, they think they're home too. They know they're not, though. But they have been born here, lived long here, so they really think they're home. They really believe that they're home. You know, especially in America. You can't get that nigga back to Africa. Go back to Africa. I am home. Yeah, but it's funny. They could call us that, but once that time comes, they're gonna be shocked. Like, I didn't know. Yeah, you're gonna be shocked. And of course, there's Hamites in the midst of Yoruba. So not all of the Yorubites are Israelites, but a big portion of them are. Don't get that twisted. Right? But this is what the word akata mean. And I had another picture, if I'm correct, in my head, but oh yeah, this one. This is not a picture. I had something in my head according to the movie Wesley Snipes Sugar Hill. I don't want no copyright, so.
Any motherfuckers, man, like.
Okay, you can already see that their skull structure is different.
How you doing?
I gotta stop the video from time to time so that it doesn't, so that the software doesn't pick it up.
Well, we've been thinking about this, Renatan, and it won't work. We can't work.
We can't work. He don't want to do the deal, right?
I got that. You know, you do your thing.
Wait.
He's a great actor, by the way. And he too, by the way. But he's really good. He's really good too, but yeah, he's really passionate. He's passionate, you know what the fuck. Sorry.
Busy man.
I understand. This is not a personal thing. It is something we cannot do it.
Hey! What's man wrong, man?
Calm down, man. Just calm down. Okay.
I'm sorry. Look, my brother was under the impression that you wouldn't.
Don't take this personally, Romelo. It won't work. You do your thing, I do my thing. You know? It won't work. We can't work with Akata.
We can't work with Akata, right?
Akata. What is this Akata shit?
Because he kept on saying it and shit, like, what the fuck is Akata, man? What's that?
Like American? Oh shit. Cotton picker.
Yep, and there it goes. So, it's not, it's not necessarily cotton picker. But it could be used as that too. But it's more the true definition. Like I said, you need to check out the true definition of where that word actually comes from. It is a cat who does not live at home. A wild cat. And people say like, oh yeah, the Black Panthers and stuff like that, because we used to be Black Panthers and we're wild and stuff. No. It's just a homeless cat. It doesn't a wanderer. Literally the wandering Jews. You don't have a home. America's not your home. South America is not your home. I was born there, but it's not my home. Europe is not your home. I live here, but it's not your home. We are basically akatas. We are a homeless, houseless, restless nation. But the Lord said this, the last one. Oh no, I think it's the Lord shall give thee rest. 40 could be here too. No, then it's here. Isaiah 41 and wait. Sorry. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Because in the book of Deuteronomy 28, we are afraid among the nations whom we are amongst. Our people are afraid. Because they band together when there's the fight, and our people don't band together. But that time will soon end, and they will be afraid of us. That's why they're trying to divide and conquer us, and it's working. And our people want it themselves too. They created the light skin versus dark skin war, and it is the light skin versus the dark skin war, because until this day, the dark skinned people they find the light skinned people beautiful. They call them beautiful. They make jokes like, how can you be light skinned and ugly at the same time? What they're doing is they're actually telling you that Esau is so beautiful that when it comes up in a nigga, then you're a pretty nigga too. That's actually what they're saying. But it was the house niggas that hated your guts and didn't want to be dark and stuff like that. And Esau used that. No, sorry. Esau created that. And then he let them loose, and they started the fight. They furthered the fight. But that's according to the curses that we have amongst each other. And the speckled bird. We fighting each other too. We did it back then, and we're doing it now. But it's gonna be put to an end. All that nonsense is gonna be brought to nothing, to an end, to north. And the scriptures is one of the ways to connect us back together, because we're not all gonna look like my main man Wesley Snipes, my brother over here. We're not all gonna look like Wesley Snipes, and we're not all gonna look like this brother over here, but we are gonna look like them, like this, and we are also gonna look like this. Great example, like this, and Sicilianos and stuff like that. We are gonna look. Some of us are gonna look like them. Let me see if there's more pictures. Some of us are gonna look like that. Yeah, like this, for example. Some of us are gonna look like this. Those are the Italians. Some of us are gonna look like this. Those are a Mexicano tribe or something like that. He's mixed Mexican, Polynesian. I just looked him up a couple of days ago. But yeah, I think I don't know if his father's a Mexican. I'm not sure. I didn't look that up. I just looked up what race is he. So yeah. Some of us are going to look like them, because if I'm correct, this guy has a Chinese wife, and of course the children don't look like the children will not look like him, and they will not look like her. I'm not sure I don't think this is his wife, but there's a lot of Jakes in West Africans. He's a West African. There's a lot of West African Jakes in China making children with them now. This is that new age, So living in China, black in China, learn Chinese as a beginner, whatever. And yeah, they're doing these things, So not all of us are gonna look like these two, and not all of us are gonna look like these two. By the way, these four are Israelites. They just put it down as if there's a division among us, and then they think they're more pure than you. No, you're not. You mix with Hamites. So yeah. But then again, you are what your father is, because we also mix with Hamites. How? Manasseh and Ephraim, they have a Mizraim mother. And let me see. You have Judah. You're mixed with a Canaanite. Your mother is a Canaanite, Tamar. She played the whore. She actually had sex as a whore, but she was not a whore, as in, as her job. She just played the whore one time. One time, one time, one time, one time. We. Yeah, she played the whore one time. So it was not her occupation, but she actually did play the whore. She got paid for sex, so she did play the whore. So that's your mother. Not trying to be disrespectful. But let me see. I forgot who took a Ishmaelite. Which one of the 12 sons took a Ishmaelite? Let me see. What more? So you have Hamites. Yeah, of course. Tamar is a Canaanite. And the mother of Manasseh and Ephraim is a Mizraim, is a Hamite also, Mizraim, and a Canaanite is a Hamite too. So yeah, the point of me saying all that is that we have had women of other nations and children with them, and that doesn't mean that we are all gonna look like this. And you're not pure. Because the Africans love to say that they're pure until I explain something to them. Whether they believe it or not, it doesn't matter. Some of them believe, and they know, because I use the scriptures, and they're very, very believing in the Bible. So sometimes you can explain it to them like, yo, this is who you are, and this is who we are, and we are actually one. We're all supposed to be, and all that type of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that is the thing. Not all Israelites are gonna look like this. These four, some of them are gonna look like the Al Pacino guys, and some of them might even look like the Mel Gibson guys and stuff like that. But yeah, you are what your father is. That is the point. Some of them are gonna look like these Chinese people, Japanese people. This is Japanese, by the way, and this is Chinese, by the way. Yeah. Sometimes I could see it right away. And it says it right here. Hiroshima is Japan. And China, he says China. It's China. It's Moab. Ammon and Moab. Right. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself.